What's going on, everybody? This is Nick Bolliger back with NMB Sports, and I finally got my man Brandon back.
What's going on, guys?
And Garrett in the
All
same
three of
video.
us are here.
It's crazy.
All right.
What's going on?
So, we have a lot to recap, a lot to talk about, a couple questions sent in. It's going to be a nice episode. So, let's start right off. Recapping Sunday football. Just about every pick I had did not go the way I wanted it to. They were all bad, really. But a lot of streaks ended, including the Giants and the Dolphins. So, we're going to start off with the Lions and Saints. Lions beating the Saints 28-13. One of the only games I picked that was actually correct.
I thought the Saints were going to win this because, they've got a pretty dynamic offense in terms of, they can put up a lot of yards pretty quickly. So, the Lions, actually, their defense stepped up pretty solid, and, the offense looked spectacular as always this season.
Right. I did want to bring up the fact that Brandon Cooks is not happy with his role in New Orleans. He may look to opt out of his rookie contract.
Come on over to Seattle, B. Cooks.
I'm just saying there's a lot of teams that could really use Brandon Cooks.
Oh, yeah.
Think about just about any team.
He's a great deep threat with speed, and he's got great hands. He's young, too, under 25. So, your favorite game of the week, you got Seattle playing Carolina. They demolished them, 564 yards of total offense, but Earl Thomas is down with a fractured leg.
Yeah. The team looked hot. It's unfortunate that, especially on the play that it was on, the game was already basically over. Went for an interception, got his hands on it, and collided with Cam Chancellor.
Most people that collide with Cam Chancellor don't come out the same.
Right.
So I did want to bring up the fact that after seeing that, I'm not a Seattle fan, but I do respect the hell out of them. They are a great team. They've been a great team for just about ever since they got that secondary. But I do like Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas is probably the most dynamic safety in the league. And I remember watching I remember getting an update saying that he's considering retirement. It's kind of sad because he's actually a great player and can be a Hall of Famer. It's just it's sad that it's come down to this. But after that, he tweeted that Cam Chancellor owed a mistake. So, I mean, I guess he's maybe it was just like you said, heat of the moment kind of thing. But I'm going to move on. This is another pick that I had, Chiefs over the Falcons, beating them by Eric Berry basically won them this game.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to say that. A pick six and a 2-point conversion that was returned. Eric Berry is... What do you guys rank Eric Berry in safeties? What do you rank him?
He's easily top 5.
I'd say he's top 3.
I agree with that.
Yeah, easily top 5 could anywhere rank in there because there are a lot of good safeties in this league.
There are. When you look at... I think of him as a taller Earl Thomas.
Yep.
A taller, lengthy Earl Thomas.
Yep.
The only problem that he doesn't have with Earl is he can't play man like Earl does.
Right.
But, I mean, when
Still
you're...
fantastic.
Right, but, I mean, when you do practice with a guy like Richard Sherman every day...
Yeah. But another thing to note with Eric Berry is he came back.
So that's crazy. He came back from lymphoma.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that he's playing at this level. It's like he never even had that.
Yeah. So I mean, that to me, you've got to put him another class ahead of everybody else.
I'd say so. I'd say so.
Another thing also, I think the Chiefs have like 7 pick sixes this year.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
And Eric Berry has 2 of them.
Right. Yeah.
So I think they're going to be That's the only team in the AFC that I think is built to beat New England.
They
have a great pass rush, which once you get a hand in Tom Brady's face, he's going to start playing not horrible, but he's going to definitely tone down.
Tom Brady's.
They have a great secondary. Marcus Peters. I wanted to bring this up. He's not. When you look at quarterbacks throwing to him, he's one of those guys where you can try to test him, and he makes you test him. He'll give them a little bit of space. And then he has that quick speed to make the play.
Yeah.
He gives them space, so then he does make the play. And I think that's it's going to be tough to play them if we do play them in the playoffs. He's got a great quarterback in Alex Smith, composed. The only problem is that they don't really have a standout wide receiver unless Tyreek Hill starts doing something.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Moving on from that one, Ravens absolutely destroy the Dolphins.
Joe Flacco.
Goat. I'm telling you.
Stop.
No, I'm totally kidding. He's not that great. But did have a big week. 4 TDs. I definitely picked Miami to win this one.
Oh, yeah, me too. I just took the hot hand,
Yeah, I figured.
Even in a win, they had Jay Ajayi 45 yards against the 49ers, and then he comes back, does nothing again.
Right.
But you can't do that against an even better team in Baltimore.
But then again, who do they have for an offensive line?
Right.
So,
but, Like they've been all right this year, but
Right.
then again, you got to keep up a hot streak.
And then they do have more film on Jay Ajayi, and they can, So I was hoping Jarvis Landry would have a week because I really do
me
enjoy
too.
watching him play.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
do as
quick,
well.
dynamic receiver.
Yes.
So another game that I did want to bring up, the Steelers beating New York.
Yeah.
I really don't like New York, but I did like that they were on this win streak, and I did want them to continue it. But Pittsburgh found a way with average defense and basically shut down the offense.
Keyword average.
Average. So, another game, the last game we're going to talk about is Redskins lose to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
This was big. This was really big.
I expected the Redskins to win.
I
quite
expected
a bit,
them to
honestly.
kill them.
Mhm.
But now that NFC East is looking a little like it should.
Mhm.
It's not looking like every team should be above 500.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't want to say this, but I said last week, if Arizona wins this game, I'll keep their playoff hopes alive. I think that they still have a very slight shot with a lot to go their way. They can still make something happen.
They could because they're still a very good team.
Right.
David Johnson, Peterson. They've got Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah.
The quarterback play with Palmer hasn't been there this year,
No.
but he's still
But you
he's
still
a
have-
good
he's still-
quarterback.
yeah,
He's a veteran quarterback.
Yeah, and Larry Fitzgerald is all
And-
he's old, but
I did
it's
want to
Larry
bring this up.
Fitzgerald.
Surest hands in the
Who-
league, probably.
Who can guard David Johnson? Is the question.
Nobody.
He's
Yeah.
quicker than any
Nobody.
linebacker, and he's stronger than any safety.
Right. So, and plus, if you look at it, doesn't he have more receiving yards than DeAndre Hopkins?
He has more
Yeah,
he has
I
more
saw that
receiving
the other
yards
day.
than DeAndre Hopkins and more receptions than Des Bryant.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And this is your running back who also has 700 or 800
And is also
rushing
third
yards.
in rushing.
So, just something to throw out
Yeah,
there.
just want to throw that out there just so you guys get a big picture of this. So the Monday night game, again, I don't even think I'm going to watch it.
No, probably not. It
It's
means
actually,
nothing.
it really doesn't. This is
Pretty
nothing to do.
awful.
The Jets are out of playoffs. The Colts maybe will
But
find something, but
even if they do, they won't make it.
even if they do, they
first
won't. They won't get out of the first round. So you got the Colts and the Jets. Who you guys taking?
I hope they both lose. But, to be honest, I might actually take the Jets here. I mean, not that I really care about this game, but the Jets actually are a decent team
They have a pass.
beside
rush.
their record. I mean,
Right.
they
Yeah,
got a
their
decent
record
pass
doesn't
rush.
show.
Right.
Their cornerbacks aren't terrible. Revis is just getting up there in age, so it's it's tough
That's
for
the
him
only
to stay
thing
in
really.
coverage.
Right.
And if their quarterback play is half decent, they have a good run game and good wide receivers, so they could score some points against a Colts team that they might make struggle.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Bold prediction.
Okay,
It's going to end in a tie.
I'd
Ooh.
love to see that.
I'm
It's gonna end in
taking
a tie.
I'm taking the Colts in a blowout, 37
Colts
to
in
14.
a blowout,
37 to
37-14.
You
Who
heard
are
it
you
here
picking
first.
to score? Frank Gore and
Frank
T.Y.
Gore,
That's
yeah.
it.
Basically.
That's it. Whoever gets it, just score. That's all. All right, so we're moving away from football onto the NBA. Games from last night we didn't want to talk about. Pacers beat the Clippers for the second time this year, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Paul
Yep.
George coming back from injury, missing the last 3 games. I did want to bring up the fact that people have been trying to trade Paul George in fantasy
Yeah.
leagues, which I don't get why. Like, he's honestly, when he's healthy, is a top 10 player in this league.
I almost made that mistake.
Yeah.
But I took it back. 'cause
Exactly.
Paul George is Paul
Because he's
George.
Paul George.
My opinion on that is a lot of people see like a panic if a player that's at his caliber gets injured multiple times, and they see a guy like that and they're like, oh, it's Paul George, he's an all-star, he should be putting up the numbers at least Draymond Green is
Right.
putting up. So,
Right.
they see panic in that and they're like, okay, he's a big name, I can ship him out for something.
Right.
So I
But-
think that's the logic.
But I
behind
feel
it.
like, right before the All-Star break, I'm going to call this. He's not going to be injured. He's not going to get injured again this year.
Okay.
Okay? Let's just say he doesn't get injured. He's the only person on that team that can score consistently night in and night out.
Yeah,
Yep.
correct.
He's the only person on that team that can get rebounds night in and night out, besides Miles Turner. And is the only person on that team that can play defense night in and night out.
And pass.
And pass
Yeah.
the ball.
That is
So-
really-
He's literally their that's your franchise. I don't know why people are thinking that he's done.
the
Right.
Pacers,
Last night-
when Paul George is healthy, the
Yeah.
Pacers are always
Coming
dangerous
back
to
from
me.
injury, had 20 points and 7 rebounds.
Can I mention something on the other side of things
Yep.
with the Clippers? Actually, I read reports that there's talk that Blake Griffin might be involved in a trade for Rudy Gay.
Wow.
Really?
Now they're very small, like not that credible, reports. But the fact that there's talk about that at all, how do you think that would help or hurt the Clippers?
Okay,
I don't think it would help. I think it wouldn't even help Sacramento at all.
You don't think Blake Griffin and DeMarcus Cousins together?
I think it would be a nasty,
absolutely-
nasty front court.
I think he would be more impactful than an unhappy Rudy Gay.
I don't think Rudy Gay going to Los Angeles would help him either.
See, but
Well,
don't
they
really
need a
have
small
much of a
forward,
small
but
forward.
losing Blake Griffin.
But you
is-
lose
Right.
Blake Griffin.
Yeah,
That's
right.
20
Arguably your
points,
best player.
10 rebounds.
And you
a night.
can't rely on. I mean, DeAndre Jordan's not a scoring center.
No, he's
but
just
you
he's
can't
gonna
rely
get
on him to
rebounds.
score.
He's gonna
Yeah.
block,
Occasionally they have a
Yeah.
20-point game.
and then
but
you're relying on old Chris Paul.
old Chris Paul, still the best leader in the league, by the way. But
Yeah, without a doubt. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, just
I
some to throw out.
Besides, when they take Blake and DeMarcus out, who they got for people that come? Willie Cauley-Stein?
Cauley-Stein.
They
What's he
still
gonna do?
Sacramento, even with Blake Griffin, they still.
I mean,
wouldn't
their
make the
probably
playoffs. They're still
starter production will probably be great.
But
But when
no,
they're
their
gonna need a
bench
break.
is awful.
No, they're going to play in 48 minutes.
Now,
you know, it's
now I'm
48
sure,
minutes every night.
I'm sure those trade rumors are about to be squashed by Blake Griffin and
Right.
Doc Rivers, but I saw a
Good
couple
thing to bring
reports. And
It's still interesting to bring up.
It's
Yeah.
like that one earlier in the
Yeah.
season, Blake
Yeah.
going to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I
Right.
think, I think that'll happen
I
in free
like that
agency.
one.
To be
Be
honest,
nice.
So the Thunder over the Pelicans. I remember another triple-double for Mr. Westbrook.
for Mr. Triple Double.
Mr.
I did
Triple-double.
want to bring up the fact that we were actually Skyping when this happened. I got an update saying Russell Westbrook gets a quadruple double. I was like, no way this guy got 10 blocks or 10 steals. And I look, and they said 10 turnovers, and I just felt horrible. It's not a big deal. Like, obviously, you're really the only person passing on your team. You're going to get those turnovers. It's just going to happen. But still, notched another triple-double.
Quadruple double is a quadruple double.
It is.
Yeah,
No matter
you're
what,
right.
you got a quad dub.
Yeah.
So who cares? That's what I'm saying. Do you guys really think he can keep this up all season?
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna make a run at the record, which, as Garrett informed me before the show, was 9 or is 9.
And he's at 5 right now.
And
5
this
in a
is a
row.
guy who doesn't have much. I mean, in terms of like guard play, he's pretty
Right.
much the only
Cameron Payne's still
impact
injured.
guard.
Oh.
Yeah,
There you go.
Roberson can't score.
yeah. I mean,
So-
their best guard off the bench is Samaj Christensen.
Right.
Who's ever heard of him?
Right. So
I have a question real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay.
If I can remember it. You guys keep going. I'll think.
all right. So all right.
I got it now.
What's the question?
Who do you guys think holds the record?
What do I think?
Ooh.
Oscar Robinson.
No, I don't think you. Who do you think?
Oh,
I know it's not Michael because his
It's
high
Wilt
was 7.
Chamberlain.
Oh,
Wilt
surprise,
Chamberlain.
surprise.
Yeah. Who? What records doesn't he have? Honestly,
He's always anything you look at top 5. He's usually in it.
Yeah.
You could really look it up. He's there. So we do have a couple questions to talk about. Keeping on the questions that you guys were talking about. Is Seattle okay without Earl Thomas?
No.
I
think he's the
agree,
glue that holds that.
That's what I
defense
think.
together.
Because when by some, like every new moon, Richard Sherman gets beat on coverage.
Who's there to help him?
He's usually there to monitor that whole thing.
Yeah.
Anybody gets beat downfield, he's from one side of the field to the other in a blink of an eye.
Another thing to add is like he's in terms of like emotions. Cam Chancellor's kind of an emotional guy, and Sherman's an extremely emotional guy who usually keeps
But-
the top
Right.
contained.
Right.
Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor. Now you take half of that away. Earl Thomas will still be on the sidelines, but he's
Right.
not going to be there.
Right, exactly. So I think now losing Earl Thomas, it's going to be a big hit.
oh
on
yeah,
Seattle.
I had them a little bit above Dallas before, but now I think they're on the same level. To be honest with you.
You know what I'm thinking? I think you put your guy Shed at safety and see what he can do.
He
at
used to
free.
be a safety actually, but he played Cam Chancellor's role.
Right. So I think you can still move him to free now that he's played a lot more man.
What about a guy like Jeremy Lane?
I don't think Jeremy Lane could really hold that up. I think he's undersized.
Yeah, but I mean, Shed's like massive.
Huge.
And
He's a huge guy.
He's not as fast. I mean, it was just
Yeah, it was just hypothetical.
Yeah,
All I
Um,
can think about right now is Earl Thomas is the one that put Gronk out
yeah.
Yeah.
the rest of the season.
Yeah. And then
This is Gronk.
injury bug, dude. It's hitting all the good teams.
It's
now.
really
It's
unfortunate.
hitting all the
It
good
always
teams.
does.
Seattle's been
Yeah.
injured all year anyway, but like Earl Thomas is the biggest loss you could take. on
Right,
that team,
exactly.
Other than Russell Wilson,
I think, honestly, I'd rather have Richard Sherman get injured than Earl Thomas.
I would as well. And
So-
that's from a Seattle fan. I've
Right.
watched basically any game that
And
they play.
I think Richard Sherman's the best coverage guy in the league. So another question that was sent in, who do you guys think is the best athlete in pro football? I'm going to start with Garrett.
You guys might not like this.
Go.
I'm going with Gronk.
You're going Gronk is the
I'm
best
going with
athlete in
Gronk.
football.
This guy is, what is he, 6'6"?
6'6", 265.
6'6", 265. He's fast.
Runs a 4.4.
He's
4'6".
one of the strongest guys in the
4'6".
league. And he runs.
I'm not
going
going to argue it because he's literally my favorite player. I'm not going to argue it at all. Another thing that I did want to bring up about Gronk, people are telling me, they're like, oh, Gronk's done in New England. He's been injured all his career. He's missed 18 games in 7 years. That's nothing.
No,
that's like
nothing.
he's missed 1.1 seasons.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay with a torn ACL and MCL.
Yeah.
With multiple back surgeries.
And usually he plays through
multiple
usually
forearm
plays
injuries. I guarantee he's played through concussions.
through. Oh yeah.
He'll be
So-
back and effective.
And
I
I
think
don't
he's out the rest of the season. I think he may come back late.
I bet he.
If they
But-
go into the playoff, I'm not sure
Right.
now without Gronk they'll go deep.
the thing about New England is if he is able to come back deep in the playoffs, I don't think I would bring him back.
No.
I think I'd say, hey,
I agree with that.
rest. We got Martellus Bennett. We'll be all right. We won't be the
He
same.
needs to step up. I think they could play
I
good,
think they
but
need to give him
Martellus
more
Bennett
targets.
needs to. Yeah,
He's
I
been in
agree.
blocking roles
Yeah.
throughout the past couple of games.
Right.
Which I mean,
Way
I
too
agree
much.
with because they need him there, but
Right.
he's also got to get out.
But he does have to, even if it's just like a little pop and go.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
pop that in
Because
and
who can
send him
tackle him?
inside.
He's huge.
Right, he's 6'8", 280.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's almost a
big
And
300
he's bigger
pound.
than Gronk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He's 2 inches taller
Wow.
and 20 pounds more. So, Nick, who do you think is the best athlete in pro football?
I think Cam Newton is a fantastic player, and
I
I think he's the best
I consider
athlete.
him
Freak
too.
of-
I
freak
think
of
he's
nature.
the best athlete. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of Cam Newton's antics when he scores touchdowns
Right.
and all that, but I think he's the best athlete, and I don't really think it's that close.
You know, you guys bring up great points. I think Gronk being a great athlete is, without a doubt, the way he comes back from injuries and the way that he puts himself out there to make great plays. Cam Newton, again, 250 pounds, 4% body fat,
Yeah.
6'6".
Incredibly
throws
fast.
bullets,
Runs a 4.4.
runs. He's a glorified running back.
He's
honestly.
held the record for the longest air travel a ball has gone.
Yep.
At 70 yards. A ball was in the air for 70 yards in game.
Wow.
God.
Now, I don't know if anyone's gonna. This guy is a little undersized for his position, but I'm gonna say Odell Beckham is the best athlete in pro football, and here's why.
Can't argue that either.
The thing about Odell Beckham is his hands are 15 inches. Okay, he's got 15-inch hands. He runs a 4.4. His route running is excellent. Now, like you said, sometimes I don't agree with his on-field.
Antics.
Yeah, sometimes I don't, but I think that he, just like you said, like with Cam, you can't argue the fact that he's a great athlete.
Right.
So, I'm going to say that Odell Beckham is the best athlete in pro football. So the games tonight, this is big. There's a couple of big games here. Did want to bring up the fact, Pacers and Thunder. Who you guys taking?
Russell Westbrook.
I'm just taking
Yes.
Russell Westbrook.
Triple double.
I think you can just say that for any type of.
Yeah.
It's really all they got.
It's basically this is Russell Westbrook versus Paul George, and then the supporting cast. I mean, you've got Steven Adams and Thaddeus Young, both two good rebounding centers. Cantor off the bench. Pacers don't really have much off the bench in terms of scoring.
Right.
So I'm
They
gonna
don't
take
really
the
have
Thunder.
much besides
You ready for
Paul
this?
George.
Ready for this? Russell gets another triple-double.
Yep.
Paul George has 30-plus points, 12-plus rebounds, and 6 assists.
Question: You think he's gonna do that against Roberson?
I do.
Interesting.
I feel like he's...
I think.
I feel like you can get Roberson on... Because he's young, you can attack him. You can bring him in the paint. I get it. He's big.
He's a good shot blocker.
This
too,
guy
at-
is
at
insane.
25. I mean,
This guy is insane, making a run for Defensive Player of the Year.
I'm
But
taking Roberson in that matchup. To be
I'm
honest
gonna take Paul George. I feel like he's gonna do great.
Okay.
I feel like he's gonna do great. So Bucks and Spurs. You got Giannis versus Kawhi.
I'm gonna go first. I'm taking the Bucks. Bucks are gonna win.
Bucks are gonna
And
win.
Giannis is gonna have 30+ again. I called it last
my
time.
You
God,
heard
my
it
God,
here.
I'm calling it.
You heard
He's
it
got-
here.
he's going
He's
for 30
accurate.
again.
Okay.
He's accurate.
Last time he called
2-0.
Last time he called this, 30 points on LeBron James. He also said LeBron James wasn't going to have a great game. He called it. Listen to this guy.
Listen, 30 points. Bucks are gonna win.
I'm gonna second that. And
I'm gonna-
It's gonna be a really close game, but the Bucks are gonna win.
Let's triple it. 30 plus for Giannis
Woo.
and a Bucks win. So, upcoming games: Cavs and Raptors.
Ooh.
I think this is a big game. Like LeBron said, honeymoon stage is over.
Mm.
We're done.
I think that needed to be said.
I think LeBron needs to start. Obviously, they're like, "Hey, we won the championship. It's all fun."
Yeah,
But I think they need to get back in that mindset that, hey, let's just get back to the mindset where we didn't win the championship. And
I
we're
think
gonna
he needs to get
hard.
back into that mode that he was in the finals. Where
He needs
to-
to. Right. Yeah, I completely agree. I do want to say the Cavs are going to get this win, and I think it's going to be in a blowout. I think they're going to win by 40 plus.
After dropping 3 straight, I mean, like
40 plus.
40 plus.
Oh my!
Watch it. 40
I think
plus.
it's gonna be a close game. but
I do as
we'll
well
see.
because I mean, DeMar DeRozan's been great. Kyle Lowry's still
Mid-range
underrated.
king DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah. Now,
I'm just going to say.
Now
40
LeBron's
plus.
struggled the past 3 games. Like I don't think it's really been on the team in the honeymoon
Mm-mm.
stage. I think it's been on LeBron's in the honeymoon stage, in my opinion. I mean,
Right.
he hasn't had over 25 points in the past 3 games, and they've lost.
Right.
I don't
He
think
needs-
he's had double-digit rebounds
No,
or
he
assists
hasn't.
either.
So I don't think he's.
I think he's
done
been
enough
up
in
there, though.
particular.
He's been up
He's
there.
been
Not
at
as
like
good as he
6 or
should be.
7,
Yeah.
but he should be
Right.
at 10. If Russell Westbrook is now 10th,
I think he's
in
been
the
at
league
10
in rebounding,
assists.
Yeah, if Russ
Yeah.
Westbrook can grab 17 rebounds, then LeBron should
Yeah,
have more than
exactly.
that.
I think he's been putting up more assists than rebounds this year.
he's still been at
think-
like
Yeah,
6
he-
or 7. Though.
yeah,
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
like I think he should at least be at the pace Russell is.
Right.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
completely agree. So the last question: what is the most impressive thing about Russell Westbrook? Is it his build, the way he can score from anywhere? I'm just gonna put this out there. His athleticism is insane to me. I've never seen someone who attacks the rim as much as Russell Westbrook.
And
And
he's
not
a
only
point
that,
guard.
and as a point
Yeah.
guard, 6'3", 180, doesn't have the longest arms, but god darn, that guy is quick.
You know what does it for me? Outside of his athleticism, outside of his, ability to drive the lane, that quick first step, I'm gonna say his determination.
I was
That
gonna
man
say
does
that.
not
And
get
leadership.
stopped.
In leadership.
Yeah, that man does not get stopped, and that to me is why he's good. There are plenty of other players and people on this earth
Right.
that have the same athleticism as Russell Westbrook, that can shoot
Right.
and drive the lane and get up as high, but they don't work as hard as him.
And
Right,
they're not
and-
nearly as intense. There's
Right.
nobody more intense.
You gotta
Yeah.
than
think
Russell
about
Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook over the summer. You lose KD. You're
Loses
literally
Ibaka, too.
you lose Ibaka. You got to start thinking like, I have to lead this team.
Yeah.
This is my team, and,
And
if
he's gone with that.
and if-
gone through the
and
roof
if
with
we
that.
don't make playoffs, it's on me.
Yep.
And the fact that he's answered that,
He's more than answered it. So
I think
He
he's
is
I
way
think he's
more
done
than
way
answered.
more
they're
than
what
that.
13-8 right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I think they'll be
It's
be
not-
about
it's
5
not-
games over 500
Yep.
all year. I
Right.
think they should be.
and it's not tremendous, but still, I think they're going to be able to make playoffs.
I don't see
I
him
agree.
slowing down anytime
No.
soon either.
And especially in the playoffs when you have dominant post game where
Yeah.
it matters.
And good, solid
And
defense.
solid
Yeah.
defense and Roberson.
and they do. They
and
need that.
athletic
Steven Adams.
guards.
Yep, right.
So I feel like they can make a
The only thing they need to get a little bit better
Small forward
is
that scores.
small forward. They just need a second scorer.
Yeah.
Period.
exactly. I completely
Cantor
agree.
is a big man, but they need another.
They need to either give him more minutes or
Right.
Oladipo needs to start.
Cantor
scoring.
Right.
played 28 minutes and win last night.
I actually saw he got me a ton of
17
fantasy
and
points.
10, I think.
Thanks to the gods. So
Yeah, he's been pretty solid.
Right.
When they give him minutes.
So thank you guys for watching. Again, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below, or you can get a hold of any 3 of us on social media. And once again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time.